You are terminated. Effective immediately.
Maya Collins lost her job for giving a cup of coffee to a trembling old man in a gray coat. The manager called it theft. The cameras recorded everything. The customers watched in silence as she walked out into the rain, destroyed for a single act of kindness. But what she did not know was this: the old man at the window was not who he seemed, and her firing was about to become the beginning of something no one could have predicted. Welcome to Story Theater. Take your seat, silence your phones, and get ready to enjoy the story. The rain starts at 4:30 in the morning. Maya Collins hears it first as a whisper against the window glass, then as a steady drumming that fills the darkness of her small bedroom. She does not open her eyes yet. She lies still, counting the seconds between each breath, trying to hold on to the last few moments before the day begins. Her alarm has not rung. She reaches out and silences it before it can. 5:15. The red numbers glow like a warning. Maya sits up slowly. Her back aches from yesterday's shift, from the hours of standing on concrete floors that refuse to forgive. She pulls on jeans that smell faintly of coffee grounds, and a gray sweater with a small hole near the hem. Her hands move without thought. They know this routine better than her mind does. In the next room, Noah sleeps with his mouth slightly open, one arm thrown across his pillow. He is 6 years old. His hair sticks up in 3 directions. Maya kneels beside his bed and touches his shoulder gently. Noah, time to wake up, baby. He stirs but does not open his eyes. She shakes him again, a little firmer this time. Noah, Mrs. Henderson is waiting. His eyes flutter open. They are brown like hers, but brighter. He looks at her with sleepy confusion. Already. She helps him into his jacket, the blue one with the broken zipper that she keeps meaning to fix. She brushes his hair down with her palm. It springs back up immediately. She kisses his forehead. He smells like sleep and the cheap laundry soap she buys in bulk. They walk down the hallway together. The building smells like fried food and old carpet. Mrs. Henderson opens her door before Maya can knock. She is a woman in her 70s, with kind eyes and hands that shake slightly when she reaches for Noah. Go on, Mr. Noah. We have cereal waiting. Noah looks back at his mother once. Maya forces a smile. She waves. He disappears into the apartment, and the door closes with a soft click. Maya stands in the hallway for 3 seconds. Then she turns and walks down the stairs. Outside, the rain falls in cold, steady sheets. Her bicycle leans against the building wall, already wet. She unlocks it and swings one leg over the seat. The metal is cold even through her jeans. She begins to pedal. The streets are empty except for delivery trucks and the occasional taxi. The city wakes slowly, reluctantly. Maya's breath comes out in white clouds. Her hands grip the handlebars tightly. Water runs down her face, mixing with something that might be tears, but might just be rain. She arrives at Harbor Roasters at 5:52. The lights inside are already on, harsh and fluorescent. They turn everything the color of ice. Derek Sloan stands near the register with a stopwatch in his hand. He does not look up when she enters. 5:53. You have 7 minutes to clock in and be ready. Maya says nothing. She hangs her wet jacket on a hook in the back room, and ties her apron around her waist. The fabric is stiff and smells like old coffee and bleach. The espresso machine hisses to life. Steam rises in angry clouds. Maya's hands move across the counter, wiping, arranging, preparing. The coffee grinder roars. Coins jingle in the register drawer when Sloan tests it. The sound is metallic and final. This is her rhythm now. Not music, not laughter, not her son's voice. Just machines and timers and the endless pressure of efficiency. Maya positions herself behind the counter and stares at the empty shop. Through the window, the rain continues to fall. The sky is the color of old concrete. She thinks one single thought, clear and sharp as broken glass. Today I sell time to buy dinner. The smell of survival opens the day. The morning rush ends at 9:45. Maya wipes the counter in small circles. The espresso machine clicks into silence. 3 customers sit scattered across the shop, buried in laptops. At 10:28, the door opens. An old man steps inside. He wears a gray coat that hangs loose on his thin frame. The fabric looks expensive once, but now the collar is worn and the buttons dull. He moves slowly, measuring each step toward the counter. Maya watches him approach. His face is lined with years she cannot count. His eyes are pale blue, faded like old denim. Water, please. Just water. His voice is quiet, almost apologetic. Maya fills a glass from the tap and sets it down. He does not reach for his wallet. She does not ask. He takes the glass with both hands and walks to the corner table by the window. He sits carefully. He places the glass in front of him but does not drink. Instead, he turns his head and stares out at the street. The rain has stopped, but the pavement is dark and wet. People walk past quickly, heads down, hands in pockets. Maya refills napkin dispensers, but her eyes drift back to him every few minutes. He has not moved. He sits perfectly still, watching the world outside. Sloan appears from the back office. Is he buying anything? Water. Sloan's jaw tightens. Water is not a purchase. If he is not buying, he should leave. Maya says nothing. Sloan stares at the old man for 5 seconds, then turns and walks away. The next morning, the old man returns at exactly 10:30. Gray coat. Same slow walk. Same corner table. Water, please. Maya fills the glass without speaking. This time she notices his hands. The fingers tremble when he lifts the cup. He sets it down quickly, embarrassed by his own weakness. He sits by the window again. He folds his hands in his lap. He does not look at his phone. He does not read. He just watches. Maya sees him differently now. She sees how his shoulders curve inward, like he is trying to take up less space. She sees how his eyes follow a young couple pushing a stroller past the window. How his mouth tightens when a family of 4 enters the shop, laughing and loud. At 11:15, someone leaves a newspaper on a table. It is folded carelessly, half-read. Maya picks it up. She walks slowly toward the old man's table. She does not speak. She sets the newspaper down beside his water glass. Then she turns and walks away. Behind her, she hears the soft rustle of paper being unfolded. On the third morning, he arrives at 10:29. Maya already has the water ready. She places it on the counter. He takes it and nods once. His lips move as though he wants to speak, but no words come. He walks to his table. Today, a family sits 2 tables away. A father, a mother, and a small girl with ribbons in her hair. The girl laughs at something her father says. The sound is bright and sharp. The old man watches them. His hands rest flat on the table, palms down. His fingers press hard against the wood, as though holding himself in place. His eyes do not blink. They fix on the little girl. Maya sees his face. She sees something there that has no name. Not anger. Not envy. Something deeper and colder. Something that looks like grief carved into bone. She feels a tightness in her chest. She does not know this man. She does not know his story. But she knows the shape of loneliness when she sees it. No words pass between them. Not today. Not yesterday. Not ever. But when the old man leaves at 11:30, he folds the newspaper neatly and places it on the edge of the table. A gesture so small it could mean nothing. Or everything. Maya clears his glass. The water is untouched. She pours it out and watches it swirl down the drain. Outside, the man in the gray coat walks slowly down the street until he disappears. Maya feels something she has not felt in months. A thread of warmth in the cold machine of her days. Fragile. Uncertain. But real. The staff meeting begins at 2 o'clock on Thursday afternoon. Derek Sloan stands at the front of the break room with a clipboard in one hand and a marker in the other. The fluorescent lights buzz overhead. 6 employees sit on folding chairs arranged in 2 neat rows. Maya sits in the back, her hands folded in her lap. Sloan writes on the whiteboard in large block letters. 20-minute freshness rule. He underlines it twice. This is not a suggestion. This is policy. He turns to face them. His eyes move across each person like he is counting inventory. Every pot of coffee has a 20-minute window. After 20 minutes, you dump it. You brew fresh. No exceptions. He pauses. The room is silent except for the hum of the refrigerator in the corner. But you do not waste. You watch the clock. You watch the customers. You brew what you need, when you need it. Not a drop more. Not a drop less. Maya shifts in her chair. The metal legs scrape against the floor. Sloane's eyes flick toward her. She freezes. Waste is theft. When you throw away coffee that did not need to be brewed, you are stealing from this company. When you give away product that should be charged, you are stealing from this company. He walks to the corner of the room where a small monitor sits on a metal shelf. The screen is divided into 4 squares. Each square shows a different angle of the shop floor. The register, the counter, the door, the seating area. Sloan taps the screen with one finger. I see everything. Every transaction. Every movement. Every hesitation. He zooms in on one camera feed. It shows Maya from this morning, handing a water glass to the old man in the gray coat. Maya's stomach tightens. She feels the eyes of the other employees on her. She does not look up. Customer service is important, but do not confuse it with charity. Sloan steps closer to the group. His voice drops lower, but it is not softer. It is harder, colder. A smile does not make a sale. Efficiency makes a sale. Speed makes a sale. Consistency makes a sale. He points at the whiteboard again. You are not here to make friends. You are here to move product, maintain standards, and follow procedure. If you cannot do that, there are 50 people waiting outside who can. Maya's fingers dig into her palms. She feels the pressure building behind her eyes, but she does not blink. She does not move. She keeps her face completely still. Sloan closes his clipboard with a snap. Any questions? No one speaks. The silence stretches long and thin, like a wire pulled too tight. Good. Back to the floor. The chairs scrape as people stand. They file out of the break room one by one, eyes down, shoulders rounded. Maya is the last to leave. She walks past Sloan without looking at him. She returns to her position behind the counter. The espresso machine sits in front of her, gleaming and cold. She picks up a cloth and begins wiping the steam wand. Her hands move automatically. Wipe, rinse, wipe again. But inside, something is folding in on itself. Something is being pressed into a smaller and smaller space until there is no room left to breathe. She looks around the shop. The lights are too bright. The air smells like coffee, but it does not smell warm. It smells sharp, chemical, controlled. She thinks one single thought, clear and bitter as burnt espresso. The air in this place is colder than the coffee. A customer approaches the counter. Maya lifts her head. She arranges her face into the shape of a smile. Her mouth curves up. Her eyes stay flat. Welcome to Harbor Roasters. What can I get for you? Her voice is steady, professional, empty. The customer orders. Maya's hands move. She presses buttons. She pulls shots. She steams milk. The machine hisses. The register beeps. Numbers flash on the screen. Dollars, cents, timestamps, transaction codes. She is not a person anymore. She is part of the system. A gear in the machine. Efficient, replaceable, silent. And she feels herself disappearing, one shift at a time, into the cold logic of policy and procedure. The storm arrives on the third Tuesday of October. Rain slams against the windows in sheets so thick the street outside becomes a blur of gray. The wind howls through the gaps around the door. Each time someone enters, cold air rushes in like a slap. The shop is nearly empty. One woman sits in the corner with a laptop. A man in a business suit orders a coffee to go and leaves quickly, his collar turned up against the weather. Then silence. Just the sound of rain and the hum of machines. Maya stands behind the counter. Her hands move through familiar motions. Wipe, arrange, check. Her body knows what to do even when her mind is somewhere else. She looks at the timer clipped to the coffee pot. 15 minutes. Still fresh by the rules. The door opens. The old man steps inside. His gray coat is soaked through, darkened to charcoal by the rain. Water drips from the hem and pools on the floor beneath him. His thin hair is plastered flat against his skull. He moves slower than usual, each step uncertain, as though the storm has taken something from him. Maya watches him approach. His face is pale. His lips have a faint blue tint. His hands shake as he reaches into his pocket. Water, please. But when he tries to take the glass from the counter, his fingers will not close around it. They tremble and slip. The glass tilts. Water sloshes over the rim. He pulls his hand back quickly and stares at his own palm like it has betrayed him. Maya sees the shame in his face. The way his shoulders hunch forward. The way his eyes drop to the floor. She glances at the timer on the coffee pot. 5 minutes left. In 5 minutes, she will have to pour it down the drain. Procedure. Policy. Waste prevention. But right now, it is still hot. Still good. Still something. Maya reaches for a ceramic mug from the shelf behind her. Not the paper cup she uses for paying customers. A real mug. Heavy. Solid. The kind that holds heat. She fills it with the coffee from the timer pot. She takes 2 sugar packets from the box and places them beside the mug. She does not speak. She slides the mug across the counter toward the old man. He looks at it, then at her. His mouth opens slightly, but no sound comes out. His eyes are wet, and she does not know if it is rain or something else. He picks up the mug with both hands, gripping it tightly to keep it steady. The warmth spreads through his palms. He holds it close to his chest for a moment, as though he is trying to draw the heat into his body. Then he nods once, slowly, a gesture so small it could be missed. But Maya sees it. He turns and walks to his table by the window. He sits down carefully. He tears open both sugar packets and stirs them in. The spoon clinks softly against the ceramic. He lifts the mug to his lips and drinks. Maya watches him. She feels something shift inside her chest. Not pride, not satisfaction. Something quieter. Something that feels like connection. Like recognition. Like being human in a place that has forgotten what that means. The rain continues to fall. It streams down the window in long, uneven lines that blur the world outside. The old man sits with the mug between his hands, warming himself one sip at a time. No one else is watching. The cameras do not capture what this moment means. They only see a transaction that does not exist. A cup that was not charged. A rule that was bent. But Maya knows what she has done. And she knows why. The timer on the coffee pot beeps. 5 minutes have passed. Maya walks over and empties the pot into the sink. The coffee swirls down the drain, dark and bitter. She rinses the pot and starts a fresh brew. Her hands are steady. Her face is calm. But inside, something has changed. A line has been crossed. A choice has been made. And she cannot take it back. The old man lifts the mug to his lips. Steam rises between his trembling hands. He takes another sip, and for just a moment, his shoulders seem to relax. Maya turns back toward the counter. She reaches for a cloth to wipe down the espresso machine. Then she hears it. Footsteps. Fast. Hard. Coming from the back office. Derek Sloan bursts through the doorway. His face is red. His jaw is clenched so tight the muscles in his neck stand out like cords. He is holding a tablet in one hand, the screen showing the camera feed. He crosses the shop floor in 6 strides. His shoes hit the tile with sharp, angry sounds. Customers look up from their tables. The woman with the laptop pauses, her fingers frozen above the keyboard. Sloan stops in front of Maya. He lifts the tablet and shoves it toward her face. Explain this. Maya's stomach drops. On the screen, she sees herself, reaching for the ceramic mug, filling it with coffee, sliding it across the counter. No registered transaction. No payment. She opens her mouth, but no words come out. You gave away company product. That is theft. That is stealing from this company. His voice is loud. Too loud. It fills the entire shop. Every head turns. Every conversation stops. Maya feels the weight of their eyes. She feels her face burning. She looks down at the floor. I was going to throw it away in 5 minutes. It was going to waste. That is not your decision to make. Sloan steps closer. He is less than 2 feet away now. She can smell his cologne, sharp and chemical. You do not get to decide what is waste. You do not get to decide who deserves charity. You follow procedure. You follow the rules. That is your job. Maya's hands ball into fists at her sides. Her nails dig into her palms. She feels something hot rising in her chest, but she forces it down. She swallows it. She keeps her voice steady. He needed help. He needed to pay. Sloan turns to face the shop. He raises his voice even louder, making sure every person can hear. This is what happens when employees think they are above policy. This is what happens when people break the rules. He turns back to Maya. His eyes are cold, flat. There is no anger in them now. Just calculation. You are terminated. Effective immediately. The words land like a physical blow. Maya's breath catches. Her vision blurs at the edges. Remove your apron. Leave your name tag on the counter. You have 5 minutes to collect your belongings and exit the premises. Maya's hands move to the knot at her back. Her fingers fumble with the strings. They shake so badly she can barely untie them. She pulls the apron over her head. She folds it once, slowly, and places it on the counter. Her name tag is pinned to the fabric. She unpins it. The metal is cold in her palm. She sets it down beside the apron. The small plastic rectangle with her name printed in black letters. Maya Collins. Employee number 472. She looks up. Across the shop, the old man is standing. His face is pale. His mouth is open. He takes one step forward, as though he wants to speak, to do something. But he does not. He stands frozen, one hand still gripping the mug. A young man at a corner table has his phone out. The camera is pointed directly at Maya. A small red light blinks in the upper corner. Recording. No one else moves. No one speaks. They just watch. Silent witnesses to her humiliation. Maya walks toward the back room. Her legs feel distant, like they belong to someone else. She grabs her jacket from the hook. It is still damp from this morning. She pulls it on. The wet fabric clings to her skin. She walks back through the shop, past the counter, past Sloan, past the customers who will not meet her eyes. She pushes open the door. The rain has not stopped. It falls cold and steady, soaking through her jacket within seconds. She walks down the sidewalk. She does not look back. Her throat is tight. Her eyes burn. But she does not cry. Not here. Not where anyone can see. She walks into the rain and lets it cover her. Lets it wash over her face so no one can tell the difference between water and tears. This is what justice looks like. This is what kindness costs. And she has just learned the price. Maya sits at the kitchen table. The apartment is silent except for the hum of the refrigerator and no breathing in the next room. A single lamp throws yellow light across the scratched surface. Bills spread out in front of her. Red stamps. Past due. Final notice. Electric. Water. Rent. She adds them on scrap paper. The total is more than she has. More than she will have. Noah's jacket hangs by the door. Blue faded to gray. Zipper broken. Cuffs frayed. She meant to replace it before winter. Now she does not know how. Maya picks up a folded paper. The Harbor Roasters employee ethics policy. She received it her first day. She kept a copy. She unfolds it slowly and reads aloud, her voice flat. Harbor Roasters is committed to integrity, fairness, and respect for all individuals. Her mouth twists. A bitter sound escapes. Not quite a laugh. We believe in treating every person with dignity and compassion. She laughs again, harsher. The sound is wrong in the quiet apartment. She folds the paper roughly and tosses it onto the bills. Her head drops into her hands. Fingers press into her temples. She is tired in a way sleep cannot fix. The clock says 2:07. Light flashes through the window. Bright and white. It cuts through the darkness like a blade. Maya stands and pulls the curtain aside. A black limousine sits on the street below. Headlights on. Engine idling. It looks wrong here, like it fell from another world. A car door opens. A man in a dark suit steps out, carrying a briefcase. He checks his phone and looks up at her building. Maya's heart pounds. She watches him cross the street and enter. Footsteps in the hallway. Coming closer. 3 knocks. Maya freezes. 3 more knocks. Miss Collins, my name is Samuel Park. I am an attorney. I need to speak with you. His voice is calm. Professional. Maya walks to the door but does not open it. What do you want? I represent Harbor Roasters corporate office. This is a company matter. May I come in? Corporate office. At 2 in the morning. This makes no sense. Show me identification. A business card slides under the door. Samuel Park, Senior Legal Counsel, North Shore Group. Phone number. Email. I need to see your face. Maya looks through the peephole. He holds up a driver's license and company badge. His face matches the photo. She unlocks the door but keeps the chain on. Opens it 3 inches. Samuel Park stands in the hallway. Middle-aged. Graying hair. Kind eyes. He holds his briefcase with both hands. Miss Collins, I apologize for the late hour. This matter is time-sensitive. The company requests a meeting with you. 3 days from now. 10 in the morning. Why? I cannot discuss details. But I assure you, this is legitimate. Maya stares at him. Nothing feels real. Give me the headquarters number. I will call tomorrow and confirm. Samuel Park nods. He writes a number on another card and slides it under the door. Ask for the legal department. Reference case number 8832. He steps back. The car will return in 3 days. 9:30. Please consider attending. He turns and walks away. Maya watches through the peephole until he disappears. She closes the door, locks it, puts the chain back. She stands in darkness, holding 2 business cards and shaking hands, and she does not know what to believe anymore. 3 days pass slowly. Maya calls the headquarters number. The voice confirms the meeting. Case number 8832. 10 in the morning. On the morning of the appointment, Maya wakes at 6. She cannot eat. She puts on her only dress, dark blue with buttons down the front. She braids her hair and stares at herself in the mirror. At 9:30, the limousine arrives. Samuel Park opens the door. Maya climbs inside. Leather seats. Expensive cologne. She sits stiffly, hands folded. Samuel says nothing during the drive. Maya watches streets pass. She tries to guess where they are going. Downtown. Glass towers. Marble lobbies. But the car does not go downtown. It turns onto a street she knows. Her chest tightens. The limousine stops in front of Harbor Roasters. The same shop. The same door. The same windows. Maya turns to Samuel. Why here? You will see. He opens her door. Maya stares at the shop. Lights off. Closed sign hanging. Samuel unlocks the door and holds it open. Maya steps inside. The shop is empty. No customers, no staff, just tables and chairs and the silent espresso machine. Standing by the window, hands clasped behind his back, is the old man. But he is different now. He wears a tailored charcoal suit that fits perfectly. White shirt, silk tie, hair combed, posture straight. He looks like someone who has carried weight all his life. He turns when they enter. Maya stops breathing. Her mind cannot connect the two images. The trembling man in the gray coat. This man in the perfect suit. Samuel speaks. Miss Collins, this is Elliot Ward, founder and chairman of North Shore Group. The words hit like cold water. North Shore Group. The parent company. The corporation that owns Harbor Roasters and 40 other chains. Maya's mouth opens. No sound comes. Elliot Ward steps forward slowly. His eyes are the same. Pale blue. Faded. But now they hold authority. Sadness. Purpose. Miss Collins, thank you for coming. His voice is stronger now. Clearer. The voice of a man who has built empires. Maya's hands shake. She clasps them together. I do not understand. Ward nods slowly. My wife passed 2 years ago. Cancer. She loved ordinary places. Coffee shops. Libraries. Parks. She said you could see the real heart of people there, away from money and power. He looks around the shop as though seeing through other eyes. I wanted to see those places again. The way she saw them. To find out if kindness still existed. If people still saw each other. Or if we had built a world where only transactions matter. Maya feels tears prickling. She blinks hard. You were testing us. I was looking. And I found an answer. He gestures toward the table where he sat every day. You gave me water when I had no money. You gave me a newspaper when I had nothing to read. You gave me coffee when I was cold. His voice softens. You saw me. Not as a transaction. Not as a problem. As a person. Maya's throat tightens. She cannot speak. Ward looks directly at her. His eyes hold gratitude. Grief. Hope. That is what I came to find. And you showed it to me. The world tilts. Everything Maya understood is wrong. The hierarchy. The rules. The punishment. All of it turned upside down. She stands in the shop where she was destroyed, facing the man who watched it happen. And nothing makes sense anymore. A door opens at the back of the shop. A woman enters. She is in her 40s, with dark hair pulled into a tight bun and sharp eyes behind thin glasses. She wears a black suit and carries a tablet in one hand. Samuel Park gestures toward her. This is Renee Alvarez, Chief Legal Officer. Renee nods once at Maya, then walks directly to Elliot Ward. She hands him the tablet without speaking. Ward takes it and studies the screen. His jaw tightens. After a moment, he nods. Show her. Renee turns the tablet toward Maya. The screen displays spreadsheets, columns of numbers, dates, transaction codes. Maya's eyes struggle to make sense of it. These are internal audit records from this location, Renee says. Her voice is calm and precise. Over the past 18 months, manager Derek Sloan reported significant inventory losses. High-grade coffee beans, specialty blends, premium products. She swipes to another screen. More numbers. Red highlights. Each disposal was logged under his personal manager code. Policy violation waste. Employee theft. Expired product. Maya stares at the numbers. Thousands of dollars. Tens of thousands. Renee swipes again. This time the screen shows bank records. Deposits. Transfers. A pattern of payments that repeat every 2 weeks. We traced the disposal logs to an external vendor. A wholesale reseller operating without license. Mr. Sloan was selling company inventory for personal profit. The words settle like stones. Maya feels her breath catch. Ward speaks now, his voice low and hard. He created a system where every small act of human kindness was punished, where employees were too afraid to show mercy. And while he enforced those rules, he was stealing. He looks at Maya directly. You gave away 1 cup of coffee that was minutes from disposal. He stole enough to buy a car. Maya's hands tremble. She thinks of every moment Sloan stood over her with his clipboard, his stopwatch, his cold lectures about waste and efficiency and company loyalty. All of it was a lie, a shield, a way to hide his own crimes behind rules. Ward hands the tablet back to Renee. He straightens his tie and looks toward the door. Bring him in. Renee walks to the door and opens it. 2 security officers enter first. They are large men in dark uniforms with company badges clipped to their belts. Behind them, Derek Sloan walks in. His face is pale. His eyes dart around the room, looking for escape, for explanation, for anything. When he sees Elliot Ward, he stops. His mouth opens. "Mr. Ward, I can explain." "No." Ward's voice cuts through the air like a blade. "You cannot explain. You can only answer for it." Sloane's hands shake. He looks at Maya. For just a moment, something like panic crosses his face. Then it hardens. His jaw sets. His eyes go cold. "She broke policy. I followed procedure." Ward steps closer. He is not tall, but in this moment he seems to fill the room. Rules are made to protect people, not to throw people away. His voice is quiet but carries the weight of judgment. "You use policy as a weapon. You build fear to cover theft. You punish kindness to hide cruelty." Sloane says nothing. His face is stone. Ward nods to the security officers. "Escort him out. The authorities are waiting." The officers move to either side of Sloane. They do not touch him, but their presence is enough. Sloane walks between them toward the door. At the threshold, he looks back once. His eyes find Maya. There is no apology there. No regret. Just anger that he was caught. Then he is gone. The door closes. The shop falls silent. Maya stands in the center of it all, her heart pounding, her mind reeling. Justice, it turns out, has a face. And today, it is wearing a charcoal suit. The door closes behind Derek Sloane. The sound echoes in the empty shop. Maya stands frozen, her mind still processing what she has just witnessed. Elliot Ward turns to face her. His expression softens. The hardness from moments ago fades, replaced by something gentler. He gestures toward a table. "Please, sit." Maya walks slowly and sits down. Her legs feel weak. Ward sits across from her. Samuel Park remains standing near the counter, briefcase in hand. Ward folds his hands on the table. He looks at Maya with those pale blue eyes. When he speaks, his voice is measured and calm. "I am not offering you your job back." Maya's heart sinks. She nods slowly, accepting it. "I am offering you something different. 3 months as interim general manager of this location. A trial period. To see if you can lead the way you served." Maya's breath stops. She stares at him, unable to process the words. "Interim manager?" "Yes. Full authority over hiring, scheduling, training, and policy enforcement. You will report directly to regional operations. Your salary will reflect the position." Maya's hands grip the edge of the table. Her knuckles turn white. "Why me?" Ward leans back slightly. "Because you made a choice. A hard choice. You knew the cost and you paid it anyway. That is not weakness. That is strength. The kind we need." He pauses, then continues. "Management is not about control. It is about people. And you understand people." Samuel Park steps forward. He opens his briefcase and removes a document. He places it on the table in front of Maya. The header reads Noah Collins Education Trust Fund Draft Agreement. Maya's eyes scan the page. Words jump out. Beneficiary. Full tuition. Books. Supplies. Living expenses. University or trade school. Valid until age 25. Her hands begin to shake. She looks up at Ward. "I do not understand." Ward's face remains calm. "Your son. His future should not depend on 1 cup of coffee. This trust is separate from your employment. Regardless of what you decide today, it is his." Maya's throat closes. Tears blur her vision. She blinks hard but they spill anyway. They run down her cheeks, hot and fast. She tries to speak but cannot. She covers her mouth with one hand. Her shoulders shake. Ward waits. He does not rush her. He does not look away. Finally, Maya finds her voice. It comes out broken and small. Kindness without an audience is still recorded. Ward nods slowly. A faint smile touches his lips. That is real kindness. The words hang in the air between them. Simple, true, undeniable. Maya wipes her eyes with the back of her hand. She looks down at the document, at her son's name printed in black ink, at the promise of a future she never thought possible. These tears are different. Not the cold tears of the rainy street. Not the bitter tears of defeat. These are warm. These are relief. These are hope breaking through stone. She looks up at Elliot Ward. She sees the man who sat at the window watching the world. The man who tested and waited and saw. The man who built an empire but never forgot what it means to be human. She nods. "I accept." Ward stands. He extends his hand across the table. Maya stands and takes it. His grip is firm but kind. "Then let us begin." Samuel Park places 2 more documents on the table. Employment contract. Trust agreement. Maya picks up the pen he offers. Her hand is steady now. She signs her name. And the world shifts beneath her feet. Not in destruction this time. In transformation. In second chances. In justice that arrives late but arrives whole. Maya stands alone in the shop. Elliot Ward and Samuel Park have left. Renee Alvarez departed with the last of the audit files. The door is locked. The closed sign faces the street. She walks to the counter and finds a piece of paper. She writes in clear block letters, "Today paid closure for staff wellness." She tapes it to the inside of the window where anyone passing can see. Then she begins turning off the lights, one switch at a time. The overhead fluorescents flicker and go dark. The display case light clicks off. The back office lamp shuts down. With each switch, the shop grows dimmer and softer. Maya walks to the espresso machine. The timer sits on the counter beside it, its red numbers glowing. She picks it up. The plastic is warm from being plugged in for months, maybe years. She wraps her fingers around the cord and pulls the plug from the wall. The numbers vanish. The device goes silent. She sets it down and smiles. A real smile. Small but true. The age of the stopwatch is over. She moves to the coffee station and brews a single cup. Not for disposal. Not for a customer. For herself. She watches the dark liquid fill the pot. The smell rises, rich and warm. She pours it into a ceramic mug, the same kind she gave to Elliot Ward. She carries it to the table by the window. The same table where an old man in a gray coat sat for 3 mornings. She sits down and wraps both hands around the mug. Outside, rain begins to fall. Soft at first, then steady. The drops streak down the glass in thin, wandering lines. The sky is gray and heavy. But this time, the rain feels different. It does not feel cold or punishing. It feels like washing. Like renewal. Like something old being rinsed away to make space for something new. Maya lifts the mug to her lips and drinks. The coffee is hot and strong and exactly what she needed. She paid for it with her own money. She made it with her own hands. She is drinking it in her own time. No timer. No camera. No judgment. Just her. And the rain. And a quiet brightness growing inside her chest. She sits there for a long time. Watching the street. Watching the rain. Thinking about the days ahead. The staff she will hire. The policies she will change. The way she will lead. Not with fear. With kindness. Not with control. With trust. Finally, she stands. She rinses her mug in the sink and places it in the drying rack. She turns off the last light. She locks the door behind her. The rain is still falling when she reaches home. She climbs the stairs and opens her apartment door. Noah is sitting on the floor with crayons and paper. He looks up when she enters. "Mama." She kneels beside him and pulls a shopping bag from behind her back. Inside is a new jacket. Bright red with a zipper that works and cuffs that are not frayed. She helps him put it on. The fabric is soft and warm. It fits perfectly. Noah spins around, grinning. "Do you like it?" "I love it." Maya cups his face in her hands. She looks into his brown eyes, so bright and full of hope. "Remember this, Noah. Kindness always leaves a mark." He nods, not fully understanding but trusting her completely. She pulls him into her arms and holds him tight. Outside, the rain continues. But inside, there is warmth. There is light. And there is a future that no one can take away. She lost her job for a simple act of kindness. But that kindness came back to her in a way no one expected. Because real kindness never disappears. Thank you for watching. This has been Story Theater.